It's your boy TBC Japan back with another episode of ATAS across time and space. I got my co-host Ace from Cross Culture over here. He's going to introduce himself, introduce his side, as we always do. Go ahead.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. Back with another one. What episode are we on? What episode are we on right now?
We are on episode 53. 53. 53. Okay. I'm not going to say it an even number because that's what we do on Cross Culture.
Hey.
Over here on TBC Japan, we got the odds. And the odds are it's going down. Odds are that it's going down, man.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
Wank. How you doing?
You already know how I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a time. It's March. It's a brand new month.
Oh, wow.
It's a new things. New things are going on, man. Anything on the horizon, you know, for this month, as you looking to march forward, get them steps. I see you out there.
You always see me out there, man. I'm always ahead of you in the standings. I'm just
saying. Oh, you won February?
Yeah.
Did you win February?
I'm pretty sure.
I want to know what the margin is. The margin of error.
I want to be able to look back at it. But every time I look at the leaderboard, I see that you're not in front of me. So
anymore? Okay.
I don't know. Right. I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in a little bit, but I checked it last week.
Look, I'm gonna shut that down. All right, I'm gonna say that right now. March, we taking over. We taking over. All right, taking it back. All right, Dakan shimasu. All right, Dakan, block on. Yeah, March is man, it feels good because you know, talk sweepstakes. That's one. We also getting a launch of these new shows. We've been talking about it over time and space, but now we got time and spaces out there. Cats are moving forward. Now you have to follow us on all those. What do they call SMSs? Is it SNS or SMS? I'm too old for
SMS. What's it? You talking about text messages? What are you doing? SMS.
Okay, all right. Text messages are SMS, social media messaging.
I guess it would be SMP, social media platforms.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that sounds better. Instead of social networking services.
Social networking services.
Would be nobody SNS, doing. Nobody says that anymore.
SNS. Yeah, I was thinking SMS.
Okay. Well, so how many SNSs can we find get content on at this point? All right. If I can't outrun you, then I'm out digitized.
Oh, dang, that's crazy. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw everything out there, even though I got some with a little dust on them.
Don't say MySpace.
Yeah, I got the MySpace. No, it's not. So of course you already know that we're on YouTube right now if you're watching live. Then of course, give me a second. I gotta adjust the camera just a little bit.
As he's making the adjustments, just want to say good morning and good evening to the early bird crew. We're later birds than usual today, but we appreciate the support. Oh, you didn't get a notification. Everybody, make sure you hit that bell icon, and you know, get all your notifications because it's going down. It's definitely going down. Yesterday, oh my goodness. All right, but you hold on. Let's take a step back. You got your camera together.
Yeah. A little something. It's a little crooked, but we're gonna do with it. So,
you're right. Yeah.
It's just a little crooked, but
my side is. I got a landslide going on, so it's all right. It looks like Fujisan meeting in the middle. Hachi no.
Oh gosh.
Wow. That's not. We're not throwing up the
not the rock.
No, we know. Yeah, it's not the rock.
So the social media platforms that Cross X Culture is on It is on because we're one singular. Yes. Okay. So first we have YouTube. You're watching us live, then you already know we're on YouTube. I guess I can count half of Anchor / Spotify, that type of thing.
Okay.
I'll count half of that.
Anchor and Spotify.
Anchor slash.
Oh, okay. Anchor slash. Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Then I definitely have a Twitter for CXC.
Okay. What kind?
Okay. Instagram for CXC. And the TikTok for CXC.
And the TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we have the same exact number.
Yeah. You think he was gonna get over me, man? No.
I didn't know that he had the Twitter. What kind of content do you put on Twitter for cross culture? Just let our listeners know.
It's one of the ones that has cobwebs on it. That and the Instagram. But I'm gonna try to pick it up a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe just a thought here and there.
Well, something. I mean, there's with social networking services, people use them in different ways. I remember when it was just kind of Facebook, basically, and you had your pictures and you had your thoughts. All right, that's just about it, right? I mean, what else do you want to put out there? But then we find that, I just want to put pictures. I don't want to read all these, stupid blah blah blah. And now, they got so many different SNPs that have that similar content. All right, this is not just pictures, but it's a video. That's the TikTok point, right? All right, little video. But then shorter videos is Snapchat. What's Snapchat? Does it exist?
It still exists, and they're trying to get with the program type thing. Like they're experimenting and doing different things. Snapchat is a thing, but it's more so sneaky link service. If you know what that means, then you know what that means. It's your stuff is gone within 24 hours.
So a little clandestine activities going on over there.
So it's like, oh yeah, you want to post your stuff, and it's not going to be saved. I mean, it's saved to their servers, and somebody can literally save it, and But that was the whole thing, where it's like social media is fleeting. These moments are fleeting, so throw it up, and if somebody sees it, then they see it, and if not, then it's gone.
Okay. I mean, there's another social media network, and I don't think we're gonna. I know I'm not gonna get out there, but I've heard it on other podcasts.
What's that?
The podcast that I was listening to was the New York Times Brief on Voxy, which is another kind of platform that holds podcasts. I kind of want to put our stuff out there too, but what they were saying over there on the Voxy cast was that there's a new social networking service, and you young people kind of know about these things. When you take a picture, you gotta also take a picture of the other side, like instantly. So if
I have heard of that. I have heard of that. It's supposed to be like
real or something.
Yeah. So so from what I understand, it's not just like you take a picture and it's automatically doing that. It's at different intervals. So it's just like, okay, you got a minute to take a picture, like randomly during the day. So it's like you can take a selfie, but then it will also activate your back-facing
camera too.
Yeah. So that it's like, okay, this person is not actually at the beach. They just have a green screen behind them or something like that. That type of thing. So it's trying to break down the walls of social media, because people put their best lives on social media, and a lot of it is falsified. So it's trying to kind of break that.
I get it, but there's nothing interesting. There's nothing interesting on the other side of the phone, right?
Usually not.
It's like a wall, right? Or something I'm not taking a picture of, or there are other people looking at me taking pictures. What are we trying to do? So you can find us. Everybody can find us. A lot of folks are finding us over there. At this point, we got four rolling in. Man. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It's been, the thing is, like, just yesterday we were out there in Tokyo, kind of walking around, getting some good footage, and I'm gonna showcase some of that footage. I think some of the footage can, as we discussed during the week, is probably better for time. When's the best time to eat wagashi treats? and I'm not gonna blow up the whole thing, and I don't know when it's gonna roll out. But it was a good conversation, a good walk. Met some good folks out there.
Okay. Nice.
Got like 12,000 steps with people I never met before.
Hey,
you know? Yeah.
Okay, so you're probably ahead of me by now, but don't worry, I'm gonna circle.
That was yesterday. I'm getting more today. I got to talk about the space next to my house, man. I'm looking out this window, and look. 1 month ago, there was an apartment building there. It's gone. It's demolished, and there's going to be 4 houses being built.
Now there's space.
Now they trying to make space, but their space is invading my space. Right?
Oh dang!
Yeah. It's been pretty crazy. So I got a meeting at 2:00. Actually, 2:00 JST Japan time to talk to the Fudo Sanya-san, right? Realtor.
Fudo Sanya-san.
Yeah, because they got these people hired out that's coming there and breaking up, breaking up my yard and breaking up my yard, right? It's a problem, right? They're gonna broke up themselves,
mash up the yard.
Yeah, it's a problem. So yeah, we gonna get into the meat and potatoes. Today, I'm just gonna drop that banner.
Got the power
and the ticker. Everyone, we are reading. Why? No, we are reading Homo Deus. No.
Yeah. No, we're not just gonna let that go. You better correct it now.
Yeah.
For those listening,
Yuval.
For those listening, my co-host said the name correctly, but he has it written incorrectly.
As he says
just
that.
Changed it.
As he says it. Yuval.
Look. We have some tech people listening in, so hey, if you want to, go ahead and clip that.
Oh man, it's gonna be a blooper. All right. So we got the Y correct. We are on chapter what? The way you guys do it over on Cross Culture, it's like 6.1 and 6.2.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows which part of the chapter we're going on.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like I think that's a good way to go about it. But some of those earlier chapters, it was like
earlier chapters. Yeah.
Why are we still going? It's like 2.5 hours, bro. One chapter? What are you doing? We're listening to Homo Deus on Scribd. But it's available on other platforms as many as there are out there. We do recommend that one though, because you can get the widest reach, I guess, for different content. I got a lot of good book recommendations yesterday, man. Yeah, like I said, good conversation. Really good conversation. You ever read any black sci-fi?
Black sci-fi.
When I say black, meaning like black. Like I never identified it
like
as black sci-fi. But
or like
I guess,
black meaning dark, like dystopian future.
Like
black.
Like,
okay.
Yeah. Like intentionally going to the sci-fi pool to look for sci-fi written by someone other than the typical male white men. Weird.
So
I don't know.
Not anything from Lucasfilms.
Yeah. that would be a good start. Yeah. I mean, because it's like it didn't seem like it was a they and us thing before, but when you think about it, well, what some writers say, and I hate to do like ambiguous references like that, like who said that? I want to know exactly who said it. But some writers would say that it's always weird. It tends to be weird people telling their dystopian kind of future through sci-fi. And if you give the pen to someone else and say, hey, what's your fantasy version of this? How do you see the future kind of playing out? Then it might be a kind of different story. And it's like an assumption that the future is going to be a certain kind of way. But it doesn't have to be, right? We want to kind of think about all those different possibilities and the human drama that could happen in the future. Or maybe it's the same type of drama that's happening right now, but just with different instruments, different foibles. No, same foibles, different stimulus, I guess.
So I mean, the thing about it, in recent years, black nerds have been on the rise. And I know that, the community calls them blurs. They call themselves blurs. No,
they call themselves blurs.
Blur. Yeah. So it's not a stereotype. It's not something to cast aspersion. It's like, this is what we're called. This is what we're calling ourselves, blurs. And I've definitely gotten into like blurred cosplay because most cosplay is based on things that come from Japan, and there's not a lot of representation of, and they make it their own. Certain things change, but for the most part, really good cosplay. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I might want to cosplay one of these days. What's out there? What are people actually doing? Yeah, some really nice stuff.
We don't have to be Piccolo.
We don't. Ooh.
It's not a lot of choices. There wasn't a lot of choices before, But I mean, cats, they would cosplay as Goku, Vegeta, whatever, But it's just like, how does that play out? Like, the diverse version of, anime, the diverse version of those, different universes, and I'm looking at Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon.
Yeah, it's an interesting anime that came out around the same time as Samurai Champloo, Cowboy Bebop. So it has that same kind of flavor. But it's like the cast. It's like one Japanese guy, one like Russian American guy, and like the typical big black guy who's like the boss kind of thing,
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
it's like
the boss.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like a good version of it. Like, I don't know, in anime, and I'm gonna get back to Got the Power. I'm gonna slide back to it, but in anime, I often see like the big black guy, the big strong black guy. Like that's always the go-to. And because it's like a trope, but it's because it's flattering, we just kind of allow it. It's better than being depicted as weak or something like that, or human. I mean, how do you feel about it? Like, would you like to see that kid from Doraemon? What's his name? Nobita.
Oh,
would you like to see Black Nobita?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, though, because
this dude is whack.
Yeah, he is pretty whack. But if I could see a black person actually as human, that'd be great, because our lineage is that of slavery, where we were seen as animals, where all we were good for was labor. So it's like, if we're strong, then you're a good slave,
Physical or physicality.
Physically strong, yes. So I get it, and I kind of, it's like, we give it a pass. Like, okay, well, the black person in the anime is the strongest person. But like, I would like to see a coming of age story like Goku had. Goku was strong as a kid, but then he went through training, and then he came up against things that were difficult for him, and he had to train harder. But
something difficult for Goku?
Yeah, I mean, think about it, because Goku, Dragon Ball, between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Goku learned to fly. He stopped depending on the power pole. Then from Dragon Ball Z, we don't talk about GT, to Dragon Ball Super, he transcended where he thought was like the end. And he's always had this hunger, like, I gotta get better, I gotta do more. But Piccolo just got his second form. It's like, come on, dog, and he's supposed to be black, right?
I don't appreciate Piccolo. I don't appreciate him much. I don't appreciate
and he was evil before
Mr. Popo.
So it's like, Oh, Mr. Popo is a problem. Mr. Popo.
Yeah, Mr. Popo's a problem. Yeah, Mr. Popo's a problem. I mean, yeah, he's wrong on so many levels, right? But I would have liked Vegeta to be black. Because for me, Vegeta is the most interesting character in DBZ.
You said
he's got the power.
Too. I don't know.
He's got the power.
He's got the power? What does that mean?
All right, so the got the power piece here, right? Going back to that. Is the importance of the subjective experience, putting that at the forefront, saying that has the authority. Is something that we've seen at the end of chapter 6. And I want to open that up a little bit, because if I decide to believe, it's because my feelings tell me so.
Okay.
All right. And if I don't believe, it's because I don't feel anything.
I see. Okay.
Is that okay? You know? Yeah. Is it okay to like have feelings as the centerpiece, the way that we feel about things? And our feelings are, understanding our feelings is something that is being worked on right now. Emotional Intelligence 1.0, 2.0. These books are New York Times bestsellers over the last 10 years for that reason, because we're trying to understand their emotional state, not just turn off the emotions, not just be, the robotic results of the, industrial revolution, whatever, that whole complex, as we call it. But all right, so understanding our emotions, and letting those be the centerpiece. When you look into psychology, so how did you feel about that experience?
So
education, same thing. Is it okay to have that as the centerpiece?
The issue now is that if we look traditionally at how men were treated, we're told men need to turn off all emotion. You can't be emotional. Control your emotions, rein it in, sink it down. Reminds me a lot of Frozen. Because Elsa was told to choke it down. Don't.
Elsa was the queen.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Sub-Zero.
Right.
So we look at that, and we're told as men growing up, stop crying. There's nothing to cry about. Rub some dirt in it and get on your way. I've also, growing up, through my life, I should say, I've heard people say, "Oh, I did it because it feels good." I was like, or I did it because it tastes good, or I did it because it made me feel a certain type of way. Then I would bring up, if somebody wanted to kill you and said that it's going to make them feel good, would that be okay? That shouldn't be the basis of. It can be a byproduct of, but it shouldn't be the basis of our decision. So the emotion behind should never be the forefront. Because if I'm going on my emotions, I might not want to go to work. I might not want to further myself at all, but I still do.
Right. It's like, basically the story is, do what feels good as long as it doesn't harm others. I've heard that so many times. You can do whatever you like in Japan. Japan's a free country, but don't cause meiwaku on other people. Right?
Meiwaku.
Yeah. I'm saying in the comment section, cats talking about Japan a little bit.
Dang.
I got
lighten up.
It's a really good point over here. I want to bring. Can I bring that up? I'm not gonna bring out
depends.
the name. I won't drop the name because that's our policy. But one of our listeners,
unless they say it's okay.
Borderline personality disorder. had a deep dive into understanding my depth of emotions because they're so strong, powerful, and a lot of times overwhelming. Right? Our greatest fear is not that we won't succeed, but that we'll succeed beyond imagination. Right? That's a paraphrase. But yeah, that we're more powerful than we can even imagine. What if? I mean, that's such a scary idea, though, to say. And this is what he was talking about. Yuval, he was saying that. I'm calling him by his first name, like we buddies, right? What he was saying is that he said that like Nietzsche, is basically saying we've killed God, right?
Yeah,
and the whole edge of the universe got a whole lot quieter, and the whole earth got a whole lot louder, because instead of the universe being its meaning already being set, and no matter what we do, it's already there. It's for us to define what this all means. It's our responsibility. That's a really heavy thing to say, and that's why I said, I mean, yeah, it's a huge burden, but that's the reason why we need to act responsibly, because we're the only life, and I'm just channeling other people. I'm not necessarily saying this is where I'm coming from, but I'm channeling it, but I'm just no, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like that. Right?
Like,
but yeah, the idea is that we have to give meaning to things, which it's kind of what we do here on Earth. Like, all right, this tree for us, it's going to be like source of paper or money or whatever. Like whatever resources we have to use them to the best of our advantage in order to make the world a better place, or make the universe a better place. Like that's the idea. Some of the ideas that are being promulgated through the text, and it's really hard to defute them, because I think our American culture makes it easy to say that we are the deciders of our own destiny, kind of thing. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Humanity. Yeah, go get it. As long as you don't break any laws or break any jaws, then why not?
Chill. Breaking laws and jaws.
Right.
But I mean, you're right. It's so easy and almost required to be successful in America. You have to think and do for yourself alone.
And unless it's to your advantage to make a network of people, a coalition of people moving forward.
But even so, you never hear about the coalition of people. You hear about the one person. So Bill Gates, you don't hear about any of his team. You hear about Bill Gates. Steve Jobs, you don't really hear about any of his team. You hear about Steve Jobs.
His team is Apple.
His team is Apple. But you don't hear like, okay, these individual people, here's the vice presidents that helped this happen. No, you hear Steve Jobs founded the company. Steve Wozniak founded the company. Bill Gates founded the company. And you just hear that as the one person going forward. And I truly believe that no one person can do anything great by themselves. Even Jesus said that he did the will of the Father who sent him. So he wasn't even putting it on himself. Like, no, I'm not doing this by myself. Somebody sent me and I'm doing their will. But we tend to idolize the person rather than the mission, rather than the network of people. Say, Michael Jordan's a great basketball player. It's like, well, what about his trainer? What about the coach that cut him from basketball in college? What about Nike, who has R&D out the wazoo just to make his shoes? He's like, oh, Michael Jordan. these are Jordans, as if he made them. But yeah.
Okay. I could definitely see that. You know, I guess it's from the outside looking in to any, company or great endeavor. We usually see some kind of spokesperson. Maybe the leader of the company. It could be their, representative, whatever. But that person does get a lot of the media attention. That's true. I'd say that, on the other hand, when you're working inside of a company, it's all about the mission, and that's how you kind of get. I think in great companies, it's about that mission, like, or what are we contributing to humanity? What are we going to leave behind that, like the next generation are going to be just like so much better off because we did what, this at this time. If you have a strong mission there that everybody can get behind, then it's very easy to move people. And yeah, I mean, that person at the top is almost like a lowercase g sometimes, a lowercase God. Yeah. Because, I mean, they're moving so much capital, so many people, like that. It's something to kind of strive for. I'd say in the business department or in business literature, you hear a lot of, mind your own business. I've said it before, like stop working for other people and their goals. Work on your own thing, like mind your own business, right? Because no one else is going to make you successful. You have to make yourself successful. Is that the mindset in the Bible? Flip the script there. Do we have to, work our own salvation on our knees with trembling? Or are we chosen and the chosen ones can do it?
I say yes on both accounts.
Both.
And here's why. Because
both of them.
Both of them. Yeah. Salvation through Christ is possible. For anybody listening, salvation is possible.
It's cross.
There is hope. But the thing about it is that you cannot work your own salvation. There's nothing that you can do in order to get into heaven. And here's the thing. We're just talking about this today and yesterday at church.
Okay. It's Sunday.
Salvation, first and foremost, is a personal thing. You can't cling to anybody else's salvation. Just because your mother or father has a good relationship doesn't mean that you're going to get grandfathered in, type thing.
At what age?
What do you mean at what age?
I mean, if you have like a baby just born.
Baby just born. I mean, once you know right from wrong, that's it. That's it. So it depends on you. It depends on you. Salvation is personal. It depends on you.
So like a 2-year-old knows, don't do that. If they do it anyway, they're gonna burn for it. On earth.
It's not to say that God is a vindictive God. And it's not like, okay, you do one thing and that's it. One strike, you're out.
One way, it's only one way in, right?
Through Christ. But there are many ways. There are as many ways to Christ as there are people on the earth. And that's what a lot of people don't capitalize on. It's like, I know somebody who, and I'm not going to say their name. I don't even know if they ever hear this, but I know somebody who stated that they found Christ through volleyball. Because somebody invited them to a church camp to play volleyball. And they loved volleyball. So therefore they went and found Christ.
I thought they got
we
served.
try to say, you know, cookie cutter, you know, oh, if these conditions aren't met, therefore, and we also try to put the works in front of our salvation, to where it's like, oh, if you don't get baptized, then you're not gonna go to heaven. But it's like, if you get baptized, you could dunk a cat in water, it's not gonna come out a dog. If you're not changing your inside, then trust and believe it's not gonna be a thing that you're just like, oh, I'm gonna hit the water. Oh, yep, everything's good. Praise hallelujah. No, it's not going to happen. There has to be a renewing of your mind, and that's something that takes time and effort.
That renewal, that time and effort, is that on us to do that ourselves, or is it like, okay, I need to pick you up out of bed?
Oh my!
I mean, are we looking to be yoked up by the Holy Spirit, or is it like
there's a game like that? Oh my! Oh no! Okay. So it reminds me of
the Mii's.
Yeah, the Mii's. When you pick up a Mii and
the legs
on Nintendo Wii or Wii U, just like pick them up and it's like
by the neck. Yeah. Cat.
So it's up to you to open that pathway.
You open the door?
I want to be accepting of what I'm hearing. I want to.
You can't make yourself
the spirit. You can't make it. No. I mean, the spirit has been talking to you since you were 2 years old. You know, the spirit is always there, but we get into such a mode that we ignore the spirit. Constantly and consistently ignored. That's why it becomes a still small voice, because we pushed it down. It's like, shut up.
We can
I don't want to do what's right. I don't want to do what's right. Shut up. I want to do what I want to do. And you know, another word for the Holy Spirit is your conscience. You push down your conscience so much, you will have blurred lines in between your right and wrong. That's just how it would be.
So how do you get back? How do you get back?
Oh man. Well, that's the beauty of the cross. I mean, I don't want to like have no sermon or anything like that.
I ain't saying I'm saying all that. I'm just saying what I got to do. Hit the like subscribe button.
Oh no!
Bell notifications. Get myself a pen and a pad. What? I gotta write it down.
I'm gonna say it just as Paul said. You know, Paul he called himself the chief of sinners, but he also said, "Follow me as I follow Christ."
Oh man!
No, he was not perfect. He knows that he wasn't. And the thing about it is that you following me not gonna bring your salvation. I can promise you that, because if you following little g me, and I hope I'm not a little g in your life, because that's a problem. But
okay. So now does that work? Does that work for humanity too? What works for one, does it work for the other? So don't try to follow what other humans are doing specifically. We do need each other. We do need to love on each other. We gotta, and pave that road, but don't just like look to somebody else like that person is the bee's knees and try to emulate or idolize that person, even though if American Idol was telling you like this is your idols, these are your idols, follow them. Don't do it.
God.
Even if they're saying, hey, TPC Japan, that guy right there, I want to be just like him. Don't do it. I know everybody's saying it.
God, be like Christ. And that's the big thing, because even if, let's say, not everybody is Christian, not everybody is spiritual and or religious. You cannot just ride on somebody else's coattails and expect success to come to you.
Oh no, I feel so dirty.
I'm gonna say it just like this: you cannot expect for somebody else's success to become your own in any facet of life. You have to work for it yourself. You have to do what needs to be done. And that's the gospel truth.
Here it is. Mic drop. Mic drop, folks. Listening close. We're going to see you guys next week. We're going to make some announcements as regards to our, in fact, I'm going to contact the winner. The winner of our sweepstakes is listening today. Thank you all for joining.
Yes, thank you.
We do have something on the way. It's going to be dropping in March. We're going to be holding on to the same item, and that person who's listening right now is going to have his own. We're going to take a picture together. We have a photo op. It's going to be amazing. All right, I'm just letting you know that right now. But thanks for listening today. Get yourself a pen and a pad and write it down. It's your boy TPC Japan telling you that's what it is. Hit them off, Ace.
You already know it's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for joining us. We had a bumper crop, as it were, today. And as I always say, stay prayed up and be blessed.